let's create a background image to be working with your Minisite. And when I do that, I start working with the header graphics. Okay, but we're not creating the header graphic here. We're creating a new background image. Now, the first thing that you want to do is open up this header file, and then we'll make the canvas a little bit bigger. Okay, the width is okay. Make sure that you put the anchor to the top here like that, and maybe we can change the height to 450. Okay, so we'll get something like that. Now, I use the header graphic here because I want to make sure that I'll be working, the background will blend nicely with the header graphic. Okay, that's why I do that. Now, let's try and remove everything from so that you have a nice canvas like that. And as you can see, we have this two color here that's not really right, so use this color picker tool, click on that, and then we'll use the bucket paint tool and just fill the rest of the background with this grayish color, because that is the default color for the background. Now let's say that you want to have kind of like a gradient color from a dark blue to this gradient color, this gray color. You can use this fill tool. Okay, and maybe you can click on that, and how about this? Let's choose the color first. Okay, so I'm going to choose something blue like that. Okay, and then back to the gradient color. Now as you can see, we have an option here from foreground to transparent, so I'm going to use that. Okay, and let's just create one new layer just to make sure we don't mess with everything that is already created here. So this is going to be one layer above the background. You can click and drag, and yeah, that's about right. And we'll have a background like that. Now let's bring up the rest of the um, components of the of your header. Okay, so when you put that background, this is how it looks like. Now this may not be what you want, because maybe you want to put something else here. Okay, so we can apply a few things. Maybe remove this back. Maybe just a bar, just for guideline, and maybe we can create kind of like a glow effect around it. So to do that, let's see what is in the sidebar. mm, no, not the sidebar, I mean the bar. Let's look into what we have in the bar here. We have a few layers, and as you can see, we have this two rectangular shape. You can click and see how that looks like. Okay, so what we'll do, you can hold down the control key and click on one of the shape, and then hold down control and shift and click on the other shape. Okay, so we have a selection there. Now minimize that, back to this over here, and we'll create a new layer so that we will have our own shape. Okay, I'm using the paint bucket tool. It doesn't really matter what color it is right now, and with our new layer selected, we'll just fill it in with the colors. Now you can't really see it because it's behind the bar. Okay, and that's how it looks like. And when you double click on the right side of this layer, it will bring up these layer styles, and maybe you can apply some outer glow and something bigger, about 20. Okay, and then let's try and bring back the rest of the headers and see how it will look like now. Okay, pretty much like that. Okay, if you are happy with this, you can just save this as a new graphic, a new background graphic. It can be, you can name it with any name that you want, and make sure that you remove all these other things here. Okay, and as for this layer 4, what we can do, we can right click on this FX here and choose create layer. Okay, so this layer 4 is not really necessary. You can just uncheck that and we'll have something like that. And file, save. And normally with the background image, I normally use a JPEG because it doesn't really take much space. Doesn't really takes much. Doesn't create a huge file. So save, and let's see where we are. We're at the demo folder. Now I'm gonna name this as bg 10.jpg. Okay, and save. Okay, now we have um, a new graphic file. So what we can do, okay, if you're working with a PHP system, it really is easy to do. What we'll do is we'll take one of this demo file. Okay, it's already there, but just in case. Okay, so here it is. You can save this as a new file if you're creating a new web page. But if you're not, we can also do this. We have a lot of variables here, and one of it is background file. As you can, if you remember this, our background file just now that we created is bg10. If we're not sure, we can always go and have a look at it. Yep, here it is, bg10.jpg. So just name that as bg10.jpg. In here, the PHP system will always look for files in the img folder. So how about here we apply a no repeat. You have the option of both no repeat, repeat y, and repeat x, just like the CSS. Yeah. So once we've done this, we'll go back here and we'll see how it looks like in demo. That is okay. You can see that we have kind of like a gradient color around it. Okay, and we have this glow effect. Okay, now if you're seeing this gray background, that is because our background is not big enough. What you can do is go back over here and just make the canvas a little bit bigger, maybe 1600. That is the biggest mounted screen that I know. And this layer 3, it's the gradient. In fact, just now we can use a Control T and just stretch it to the left, and do the same for the right. Okay, and then just make sure the background, we have this grayish color here. Use the color picker tool and just fill the rest of the background with the right background color. Yep, file, save for web, and oops, we need to bring back that yeah, this gradient color again. File, save for web, just overwrite that bg10 just now. Okay, and here we go. Let me refresh that. Okay, now it's looking a lot nicer. That's how you do the background graphics.